Hello friends, welcome back. I hope you're having a lovely weekend so far. Today I'm bringing you a character design sketching process, a little good old speed paint to relax and catch up a bit. I also have a couple of questions I got on Instagram on the box I posted on my stories yesterday, so we're gonna reply to those later. And for today's video I had a character design idea that I really wanted to bring to life, and the concept is to combine science fiction with nature. I had in mind the inhabitants of this faraway planet that are very technologically advanced, and their technology/magic system works hand in hand with nature. Maybe also imagining how plants would look on another planet, because obviously it's not Earth, so the possibility design-wise are endless. So let's see how this character turns out. I want to take the chance to show you my thinking process and how I approach a new character idea. I always start from a full body to have an overview of the design, see if I like it or not, etc. And then I do a close-up headshot to, zoom in and elaborate on the face details, but I'll do that later. If I happen to like the final design of the character, I do a more complex sheet where I draw all the little details and accessories, whatever it comes to my mind, multiple facial expressions, but this is just me brainstorming pretty much, so I hope you enjoy and I hope it inspires you to create your own characters. So, fun fact, I actually had a different video planned for today because I am currently working on prints of my art, and there's a lot of thinking and evaluation that goes behind that, and I wanted to make a video about it because I want to start selling my pieces, and I think it's about time since I got asked a lot, but I'm still in the process of deciding how I want to do it. And the original idea would be to sell normal prints that you can frame and hang on your wall, but I am afraid those would end up being too big and difficult to ship, and my concern is that everything gets to the customer intact, and I don't know if I will be able to do that with bigger prints. So I thought of creating maybe postcard-sized prints and sell them in a little collection maybe, or the best of both worlds, smaller prints with thicker paper, and that would also allow me to implement special holographic or metallic effects, which is something I would really love to do. So that video had to be pretty much me showcasing that process, but I want to wait for the samples to arrive, and some I still need to order. So yeah, it's a lot of ideas and I need to make up my mind. I will probably post a poll both here and on my IG because I really want to know what you guys would want from me if I started selling my art, because today the possibilities are really endless, and with more choices comes more indecision. So let's see. I can honestly consider myself lucky because my boyfriend works in a photography studio and has access to fantastic printers, and I did some tests. He showed me this beautiful textured matte paper that is, I love it so much, it's chef's kiss. So good. I'll show you on that future video, so that's another option. If you have suggestions, please feel free to comment below, and if you're a fellow artist and had experience with creating merch, I'd love to hear from you too, because this is a new experience for me. And besides working on prints, I have also been busy with commissions because of the little summer sale I offered on Ko-fi, which by the way is still up if you're interested and available till July 31st. So if you'd like to get a nice portrait drawing from me, the link is in the description below. Some of you ask me how I offer commissions and what do I think of platforms like Halleyvision, and so personally I mostly get my commissions on IG. People DM me and we simply start the process. But if you are new in this world, then yes, I would suggest you to create an account on Ko-fi where, as I mentioned before, you had the possibility to offer commissions, or Halleyvision, which I recently discovered actually, and from a quick look it seems very well done and allows you to have many different options, terms of service, etc. So you don't have to go through the hassle of explaining your process over and over again. because very often people DMing you haven't checked your website or terms of service yet, and nothing wrong with that, it's very normal, but of course you need to know how to deal with people and face potential scams, unfortunately. If you're just starting, you may not spot scammers right away, so a website like Vision or Ko-fi kinda protects you in a way while you learn. I am also thinking to get on Vision too, to try it before I film the dedicated video about commissions. There's a lot to say, and I think the correct thing to do is to try them all before giving a complete opinion. So I think I said everything I wanted to say for this little catch-up moment, so now let's reply to some of the questions I got from you guys. Do you feel overwhelmed and pressured when doing so many full illustrations? And on the other questions, they ask, how do one get over this pressure? I wish I could say no, but yes, I am a very anxious person, so I easily get overwhelmed and feel the need to create more and more every day. The thing I have learned through the years is that you cannot force creativity, not always at least, because it requires more brain power than you think, and I learned that rest is part of the creative process too, in every way, shape and form. We cannot be trying 24/7, and I tell you this from the perspective of a person who has worked with deadlines in the past, and being versatile is important as an artist and very valuable, but I think the true key of overcoming that feeling is being organized. I'll give you a more practical example. If I'm working on a commission, I try to schedule my work hours when I know I will be the most energetic and inspired. For me, that would be the early morning hours, for example. It might change in the future, but currently that's the best time for me. I wake up, I make my breakfast, I put on some videos and I start working. Maybe I'm working on a sketch, so once I'm done, I send it to the client for review and then I get to work on my own projects. Fragmenting your work is very important, otherwise you get burned out and stressed, and then it can take a few days to recover from that mental state, and it doesn't feel good at all. So the key to be constant, reliable for clients, but also inspired, is simply to be organized. And I know it might sound silly, but if you're a freelancer, it's easy to get lost, have weird sleeping schedules, get overwhelmed. Organizing your work keeps you in control, and that's the most important part, in my opinion, being in control. Is it really possible to work in the art world? Yes, of course, it is a job that obviously requires a good amount of skills, ability to deal with people, and the hardest part, finding your niche. I am a freelancer, for example, and of course my job is extended through social media, which is another source of income. But what if you don't want anything to do with filming, creating content, and social media in general? Well, there are many different options where you can jumpstart your career. You can work in video games, you can illustrate books, you can get an agent that finds jobs best suited for your art style. There's so much you can do and focus into. Creating a nice, well-curated portfolio is key for every artist, I think, so not only for those who work on social media. I'd say first thing you want to do is to focus on that. Create a nice portfolio that represents you and your art. Easiest way to draw a body? This is a very generic question to answer with words only, but there are many techniques and ways to simplify that process and stylize it. I also made a video on that topic. I'll leave the card with the link above for you so you can watch it. Last question for today. If you could be one mythological creature, what would it be? I love this question. Part of me wants to say a unicorn, but thinking about it, I would say a mermaid. I live in an island. I live in Sicily, and we are very used to the sea since our early childhood. Gotta know how to swim and get out of a difficult situation because we pretty much live our summertime swimming. There are a lot of reefs and beaches here, and honestly there is so much we don't know about our oceans. I know some people are super scared of deep water. I kinda am too if I think of, open sea, but I'd love to explore beyond what we discovered so far, and only a mermaid could do that. This was a super fun question. Thank you so much guys for watching the video. I hope you guys liked it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care. Bye!